jack. Double jack. Open your eyes up. Attack. Attack. Strike the miss. Attack. There you go. Open your eyes. You got to open your eyes, brother. There you go. There you go. Strike the miss. There you go. Get ready to take it. Body shot. Body shot. Body shot. Body shot. Body shot. Hook. There you go. Water here. Water here. Water here. Water here.
Your nose out your mouth. Relax. You relax.
Focus, not just relax.
You relax. Relax your breathing. Focus on your mind. Relax. Get your left arm. It's not really. Let me give you a hand. Let me see something. Do this, all right? Relax. Slow your breathing down. Close your mouth. Breathe out your nose. See? Breathe out your nose. In your nose and out your mouth. Just focus. Focus. Don't stop. In your nose and out your mouth. Just gathering yourself together. It's mental.
Instructors, listen up. I need you. Go here.
Controlling yourself. Breathing. Controlling your breathing is controlling your body. In your nose, out your mouth. In your nose, out your mouth.
Okay, enough of that. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. This won't be too long, but through the Spirit, I was just compelled to do a lesson on what the brother Shamyar posted here. I don't know how old this is, but I saw this today because YouTube be acting a little weird. Sometimes it'll show you stuff from like 2 days ago. You know, it doesn't always show you stuff live, so at least for me, at least. But as you can see there, that was the Israelite group called ISUPK. And as you can see, they're teaching their members to get pepper sprayed, right? Get pepper spray in the eye, and then you got to focus through getting pepper spray in the eye and start punching. And then afterward, they'll like, you know, get the stuff out your eye with water. Where in the scriptures does it say to do anything like that? Anything at all? Now, hey, that's their group. They want to do that type of stuff. Hey, fine. Okay, you do your thing. But then none of that is written of in the scriptures. The Lord never commanded none of the apostles, none of the prophets, none of the apostles to ever do that. Never. There's an acronym, which I believe I looked at. Okay, there we go. Here we go. There's an acronym called KISS, and I learned this in college, and Elder Apostle Gabar mentions it from time to time. The acronym is called KISS. The acronym KISS stands for Keep It Simple, Stupid. It's a design principle that emphasizes simplicity and avoiding unnecessary complexity in design systems or processes. It suggests that the best solution is often the simplest one, making it easier to understand, use, and maintain. So, let's look at it this way. What would be the simplest? Right, let's use the same words they use here. What would be the easiest thing to do? What would be the easiest thing to maintain? Wouldn't that be just preaching the word? Why do you have to get pepper sprayed in the eyes and then go out there, start swinging at something? And that's supposed to build your mind up, make you have a stronger mind. No. When you go through adversities and you overcome those adversities, that gives you a stronger mind. Matter of fact, that's why it's written of in Sirach, the 2nd chapter. right? This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, which your heart is your mind, and constantly endure, right? Constantly endure what? The temptations of that Satan will bring to make you go off, right? Constantly enduring temptation. And when you constantly endure these things, that will build up your mind to be strong. That will increase your faith. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. Never say anything about pepper spraying you in the eye and then you supposed to start swinging at something and that's supposed to help you control your mind, have a stronger mind, control your body. No. This is a spiritual thing, not a physical thing. So again, let's read verse 1 and 2 again. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright. Again, your heart is your mind, right? Because that's essentially, your mind is what's essentially going to be constantly attacked over and over. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. All right, let's jump down a little bit to verse 4. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Things that you go things that you will go through. The loss of, like, just say, a job, a woman, whatever it may be, a family member, and things like that. Right? These are things that are to try you, right? But on the other side, that you will come out stronger through these things. Not getting pepper sprayed in the eye, and then you're supposed to start swinging at somebody. That is not making a stronger mind. And naturally, when the body is attacked or something like that, it's hard for you to focus. Now, yeah, if you do like MMA, some brothers do jiu-jitsu, they may teach you little mental things that you got to get over. Yes, that is true, right? But that is that field and things like that. Now, I've never done MMA or jiu-jitsu to exactly tell you the details, but I do know that there are certain things that they make you do. It's like a mental thing more than it is a physical, although you do go through a physical thing. Sometimes they even do it like in football. Like with football, before the season starts, you got something called Hell Week, and it's a whole bunch of conditioning. Now, yeah, it is to condition you for the season ahead, but it is also a mental thing as well. It's a mental preparation as well. Then you go off to camp and all that, right? So, yeah, you do some physical things, but it's always a mental conditioning more than it is a physical conditioning. They always want you to worry about the mental first before the physical, because your mind is going to go as far as your body is going to go as far as your mind tells it to. So things are always a mental conditioning first before it is a physical conditioning. Because you could be physically conditioned all you want, but if your mind is weak and you say, yeah, I'm done, that's it, you're done. You're not going any further. So that's on that with the kiss part. Now let's see what the Apostle Paul told Timothy to do when he was going to be the head of the church of Ephesus. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. It says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Do not say you have to do some stuff where you pepper spray the believers in the eye. Go do some gymnastics or something like that. Get pepper spray in the eye, start doing some jumping jacks, then start swinging. It's unnecessary, and you're not keeping it simple. But hey, people will say what? Hey, that's their thing. Let them do what they want to do. And you're right. You know what? Let them do what they want to do. But this is for anybody that's getting any bright ideas, because we know how our people are. Our people tend to get some bright ideas and want to follow and think that that's the right thing to do. No. What the Lord commanded was to go out there and preach the word. Be instant in season and out of season. That's it. You ain't got to get pepper sprayed in the eye. You ain't got to do all this jumping jacks, all this extracurricular activities. You ain't got to do all that. It's a very simple thing. What did the Lord do? When you read the scriptures, when you read in the Old Testament with the prophets, what did they do? They went and prophesied to the people. That was it. Now, yes, you had some people like Ezekiel who did some extracurricular activities, but it was a sign. It was supposed to mean something. But that was back then. 1 second. Okay. Every time. Fucking God. Right? So, continuing on. Sorry, I did say I didn't want to make this long anyways. But continuing on. Preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. See? That's all you're supposed to do. Kiss. Keep it simple. Just, again, what does it say here? It's a design principle that emphasizes simplicity and avoiding unnecessary complexity in designs. Getting pepper spray in the eye, having to do jumping jacks is unnecessary. That's not teaching anybody anything. Right? When you teach people this word, that's where the true growth happens. That's where the true increase will happen. All right? And then as you go through adversities and you overcome them, when the Lord helps you to overcome these things, that's where the growth is. That's where the mental increase will come as well. And that will also not only help the mental, but also increase you spiritual as well. Because what? Your faith is going to be increased. You're going to see that you're able to endure a lot more things now. So not only is the mental get increased, but also the spiritual. See what happens when you keep it simple? You get the best of both worlds. But when you keep it unspiritual, you don't get the best of no world. Because I could be sure that when you saw this guy get pepper spray in the eye, he didn't really get the full-blown effect. If you ever seen somebody get pepper spray in the eye, they get the full force. That person ain't lighting up on the trigger there on the pressure thing. Nah, they all up in the eye. He got a little taste. He ain't get the full force. Also had this as well. Right? Again, as you can see, what did the Lord tell the disciples to do? This is Matthew chapter 28 and verse 16. Then the 11 disciples went away into Galilee, into a mountain where Yahushua had appointed them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. And Yahushua came and spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations. Reason why they had to teach all nations, because Israelites were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. They were scattered among all nations, going back to the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. That's why if you read James 1:1, and if you read it in the NLT version, if I'm not mistaken, it says to the 12 tribes that are scattered, greetings. So this message is to the 12 tribes of Israel, not to every nation. Baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen, or amen. Right? So teaching, right? Not pepper spraying somebody in the eye. No, teaching them the scriptures. Preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season. Kiss, keep it simple. Stop doing all this extracurricular activities. Now, like I said earlier, that's them. They gonna do their own thing. All right, cool. But this is for any of you other Israelites that are getting any bright ideas, thinking that maybe you should do some of this. No. Keep the work of the Lord simple. What did Yahushua say? I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. Which was what? Teaching his disciples, preparing them, because they would eventually have to go out there and do the same thing that he was doing. See, Yahushua kept this ministry very simple and to the point. Not all this extracurricular activities. So, I'll end it there. Pray that this video is edifying. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, Shalom.